We're talking hundreds of feet up. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
Like, go-getter, like, takes a lot of balls to do stuff like that. So you got to respect what he's done.
Who would you like to see move over to pro wrestling that just hasn't made that jump yet?
I don't know if I've ever, like, intently looked at something like that. Like, McGregor coming over just from a promo bat. Like, if him and The Rock ever got in the ring and, like, just traded barbs over promo skills, like, it'd be incredible. I thought Ronda Rousey was going to be a big deal. Turned out to not be a big deal. I just think she has a big ego, so that kind of got in the way.
Like, she didn't want to play a character, or?
No, I think she just, like, backstage politics. She wanted to be the main event every single night, and it's like, that's just not how it works. You got to give, like, people who are over with the crowd, that's what determines who's the main event, right? And I think everybody was just kind of, like, over her because she was all about herself. At least that's the way it seemed. She just came out with a new book and completely trashed WWE too. But Shania Blazer, is that her name? She was in the UFC or maybe Bellator at one point. She's now in WWE. That was the one I was thinking about earlier. I'm trying to think. Chael Sonnen would make a great, like...
Oh, my God.
He would make a great commentator in WWE.
I've never even thought of that.
He would make a great commentator because he's just a heel type persona. I used to watch Dan Le Batard's, what was the show with his dad?
Oh my! Wow, I'm just thinking of See or No, the game.
See. Dude, I always, because Katie Nolan did it with them for some time. Bomani Jones did it with them for some time. Don't tell me. I'm gonna guess it. Dan Le Batard. Highly questionable. Highly questionable was the name of that show. Dude. Oh, no. Oh, see, Poppy, what do you think? Oh, see
or no?
See. I don't know why that show didn't last the way it did. Like, it's just...
Poppy got too old. Because I'm a huge, like, Dan Le Batard's like one of my...
But Le Batard got laid off by ESPN, didn't he?
Well, no, so... Poppy was in negotiations, right, for re-upping his contract. Asked for, like, an absurd amount, didn't think he'd get so that they wouldn't renew his contract. They said, okay, we'll renew your contract. Poppy's like, shit, I don't really want to do this. And then Chris Cody, one of the producers from the Dan Le Batard show, I can't remember what he did on air, but ESPN said that they were going to let go of Chris Cody. And Dan said, well, if you're going to let go of Chris, we're going to go too. And then he went off with John Skipper, and they started Meadowlark Media.
Right. Yep.
Crazy.
I mean, he was in a position where it's like, you don't have to work for a big outlet anymore. Like, your name alone, you're going to get the viewership and the ratings, which is fortunate. Kind of like similar to Tucker Carlson getting fired from Fox News. Like, I'll just start doing stuff on Twitter. Makes 10 times more money than Fox is still currently paying him to pay out his contract.
Insane.
Even like a guy like Colin Cowherd, I think, could do his own thing. And like Stephen A. Smith in his contract negotiations right now with ESPN. It's like he could do his own thing.
What did he turn down? 18 million or something?
Like, I think 15 million he wants between 25 and 30 or something like that. Which, like, he's got the leverage.
Do you think he ends up getting that, though?
He could. I don't think ESPN wants to lose him. And I think Stephen A's got all the leverage, you know?
Do you think that the product that ESPN has put out has kind of been watered down?
Yeah, totally, dude. I mean, I remember when, like, Barstool Sports was, like, in their prime, I would say, like, 2017, 2018, 2019, where, like, a lot of people, like, were really turned on by that. There's still a lot of people, like, I'm not, like, into, like, all that raunchy stuff that they were able to do, but, like, it was a different thing, right? Where, like, ESPN's been, like, the corporate suits, and, like, he did things a certain way, like
Super
ESPN,
Mickey Mouse, Super
ESPN,
PG.
Fox, TBS, CBS Sports, whatever. Barstool was, like, a new thing. And then on the East Coast, New York side, these two guys named Jimmy O'Brien and Jake Storiell started this company called John Boy Media, which is heavily influenced by New York Yankee baseball and just Major League Baseball in general. But they'll do all sports. They were funded $5 million from WWE, Dwayne Wade, CC Sabathia, and, like, the Savannah Bananas to run their shit. And they have their own company now in New York City.
Wow.
They're kind of like Barstool, but, like, not as raunchy. They're just, like, normal, cool fans who are very knowledgeable about sports and stuff. So it's just, like, all of these companies, The Ringer, what's Outkick? Is that an Outkick Media? There's just, like, so many different, like, media, and even Blue Wire, right? Like, there's different media, sports media companies that are coming into this that are, like, knowledgeable fans that people can relate to, as opposed to the suit like a Stephen A. Smith or Shannon Sharp's unbelievable, but even that, it's like they're celebrities, and you can't really relate to celebrities unless you're like making the money they're making or like living the lifestyle they're living. So it's like these guys are just normal fans, and people can relate to that, you know, and that's what people want to see nowadays, as opposed to what ESPN has to offer these days. Because outside of Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Molly, Charlie Arnold was there for a while, who was a big WWE person before she made the switch. Outside of those names, I can't really tell you an ESPN personality. I feel like they're all kind of nameless personalities that kind of just like they shuffle around.
Well, it seems like they've cut off a lot of their guys that were like, say, they're B-level stars. Like, of course, they still have their Stephen A's and whatnot, but like the Katie Nolans, for example, everyone that was like on that.
Where's Max Kellerman these days?
I think he's on ESPN Radio, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, because he did First Take for years.
First Take before that, was it Sports Nation that he's amazing on, and he's always gonna have
Michelle Cheadle.
Michelle Beadle.
See, that's how I don't know.
But that whole crew, I mean, when they had Jamal Hill, when they had Jamel Hill, I'm sorry, what's his name? They did Numbers Never Lie together. I always forget his name now.
Fighter?
No, I can't remember the brother's name. He was great though. I can't remember his name now. But I feel like a lot of those like great stars that they had that were like building up to what a Stephen A. is, they just cut them all off. I feel like.
I don't think anybody's coming close to Stephen A. I just, it's almost like they won't allow it in a sense.
They don't want anybody else to have that type of power kind of thing?
I get, because he's like the most charismatic guy they've ever had, and I don't think, even if they came close to having one like him, I don't think Stephen A. Smith would like allow him to enter the gates. Because like I remember when First Take was Stephen A. Smith and
Skip
Bayless, and like that's just like two charismatic hotheads going at it, right?
And on top of that, Skip thought he could take the star from ESPN to Fox.
Yeah.
Which no one's been able to do that, right? Because there was that era where Fox was just throwing the bag at people and basically just
Shannon Sharp made himself a name with Fox, so.
But vice versa, like he took everything from Fox right back to ESPN viewership-wise with him. He was like the only reason why people started. I felt like why Undisputed really blew up. Because Skip was kind of struggling for a while until like, I mean not Skip, but Skip. I'm sorry. When Skip went over to
what's Skip doing now?
He's still with Fox,
right?
But they're getting like 100,000 views or something like that. Something really bad for that TV slot. And he's got his own podcast now that he's working on, but he's struggling as well. They're looking at possibly cutting Undisputed.
Ugh.
It's kind of crazy. Last few things before I get you out of here. Who are your top 5 Yankees of all time?
Damn, that's a good question. Derek Jeter. CC Sabathia. Nick Swisher. Man, Mariano Rivera. That's a good question. I'll go Andy Pettitte, number 5.
Wow.
The Southpaw.
Wow.
09 Yankees, baby.
Derek Jeter, number 1 all day.
Yeah. Yep. I think all those guys 09 with Jeter, CC, Pettitte, Swisher. Who else did I say? Rivera, yeah.
Rivera.
So all those guys on the 09 team, my favorite team of all time.
Have you ever gotten to meet Derek Jeter?
Never once. I've had opportunities, but financially it wasn't in the cards. So that's the other reason you want to make a ton of money in this space, because you got to invest some in order to meet some big names and take advantage of those opportunities, right?
Right.
So people say life's not all about money. It's like, it's not, but it helps.
It opens a lot of doors,
Opens
right?
doors, gives you a lot of options.
It's like the biggest connector there is out there.
Yeah, for better or for worse, man. But like I said, if you meet the right people, like there are great people out here in this world who make a lot of money. You know, I feel like people kind of associate money with asshole personalities, and there are a lot of them, but there are good people with good money. Find those people. The sky's the limit.
What is coming up for you that you're looking forward in either WWE or with the rest of the Yankee season?
WWE is on fire right now. Money in the Bank in Toronto on July 6th. SummerSlam in Cleveland on August 3rd. A lot of things going down storyline-wise between the Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. A lot of returns happening lately. So the Wyatt family, so the guy I was telling you about who died, his family, his brother is leading a new faction now in memory of him, which is unbelievable. They just debuted. So WWE's on fire right now. Yankee baseball, it's give or take right now. They were the best team in baseball for the first 4 months of the year. They've lost each of their last 3 series, so kind of going through a cold spell. But I'm hoping this is their year. First time in 15 years since that 09 team to win a World Series. We'll see, though.
Better hitter of the baseball, Shohei Ohtani or Aaron Judge?
Ohtani. It's not even close. I am a Yankee fan, but and Aaron Judge is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. Shohei Ohtani's on a whole nother level. He's better than Babe Ruth. Shohei Ohtani might be the most talented baseball player to ever step foot on a diamond.
Is it even a question at this point?
I don't think it is. I think there was going to be a major issue if it turned out that he had lost that $17 million earlier.
Do we really not think he lost that $17 million? Come on now.
I'm still on the fence. Imagine your best friend having access to your bank account and losing $17 million. I don't care. All right, let's put it in our perspective. If someone had access to my bank account and I lost $17, I would know, right? How do you not know that $17 million was missing from your bank account? You either did it and it's a cover-up, or you're completely financially illiterate.
And I mean, he already has the knowledge that this money is missing, and they're sitting next to each other in a dugout, and they're playing with flipping the bottles, I believe, and laughing back and forth.
Yep. And then he was fired the day of.
I mean, is Shohei that great of an actor as well?
Well, that's the big thing about him is that he can't speak English, so he can't actually answer any of the questions, right?
Yeah.
So,
I almost I don't, because I know a lot of.
Can you imagine if he actually spoke fluent English and this was just
I
his
heard
way?
he does. I heard he speaks very well English.
He's the best baseball player in Major League Baseball. He's going to be a star for years to come. I feel like at some point he's smart enough to know the language, or at least should be smart enough to understand the language in the country that he's going to be playing baseball for the next decade.
I think he understands it, and he just, to avoid having to be in front of the cameras and talking that much, he just doesn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard
Which is
that.
smart, man. The media sucks. It's all a bunch of nerdy writers in baseball.
Oh yeah, we suck.
There's no former players that are in the media at these games interviewing people, which is why I feel like Shannon Sharp is fun because he played, right? He played in Super Bowls. He could talk about it versus Skip Bayless coming after you with all of his you're just a fan, dude, who just happens to also do his homework. I mean, not to take anything away, it's really hard what he does, and to get to that level takes a lot of work. But you have at the end of the day, we were all fans in this versus the guys that actually experienced all of that. Mm-hmm. So it's hard, especially Shohei Ohtani doesn't give a shit about the nerdy writers that are asking him questions. He's like, I got to do it; it's part of my contract, but I'm gonna work around some loopholes. So I'm not gonna give you guys. Players never give writers the answers that they're looking for. Derek Jeter was the king of saying a lot of things that basically meant nothing. He said a lot of words that basically meant go fuck yourself.